The Warden is a big, scary monster, and we should be terrified of him. Right? Aw, he's just so cute. I captured one of these wardens in my mob zoo in hardcore Minecraft, and along the way, I had to come up with a pretty good idea for how to move them safely. Since my world was created in 1.16 and I have updated over the last 3 years, my nearest ancient city was thousands of blocks away. So I had to come up with a foolproof design to safely move the Warden such a far distance. Now, I want to show that off to anyone else who wants to move one of these guys into their base. Oh, and if you want to see the whole mob zoo, check out this video. There are 3 major steps: tricking the Warden to go through a nether portal, building a hallway to lure the Warden to your destination without risking yourself, and getting the Warden back through a nether portal to their new home. But we have some prep work to do for all of them first. So first things first, you're gonna need to find an ancient city. I'm not planning on covering how to find an ancient city. There's plenty of guides on that already. But once you've gotten your city, you've gotten all your loot out of it, and hopefully not destroyed all your shriekers, you're gonna wanna make your way to the end of one of these long hallways that preferably has a big open flat wall. I've chosen this one to show you guys. So with this city, I chose this wall because there's no skulk right up against it, and there is still a shrieker pretty close, so you don't have to like run across the whole city luring a warden. But as you can see, what I've done is I've put a nether portal in the wall. Now this isn't just a nether portal in the wall. Take a look. We can walk through it, and there's a room here that's big enough for the warden to pathfind into. And then there is a hallway that you can run down that the warden can't follow you. So the reason this is what I have is because what we're going to do is spawn a warden in, get him to follow you through this portal. You're going to walk through the portal, and the warden is going to try to come get you. But as soon as he touches the portal, he'll instantly teleport through, and as long as you're in survival, you can walk right through it into this room. But for safety's sake, if something glitches out and he walks straight through that portal, you have a hallway that you can evacuate down to, and it's important that this is more than 26 blocks long from this point, because if a warden standing right here shoots at you, well, he can track you up to 26 blocks. So that's all the prep we need in the overworld on this side. Let's go to the nether and I'll show you what we have there. So when you first go through a nether portal, it's obviously going to generate one here just in the nether. What's important to do is actually get the coordinates of the portal in the overworld. Then you can take those to a website like this one, or divide it by 8 yourself to get the nether coordinates. And you want to get onto the nether roof and build a portal there instead. So as you can see, that's the portal down there. Directly above, I have one here, but this isn't the exact coordinates. Like I said, we looked up the exact coordinates and it lines up right here, just a little bit away. And the reason you want to make that check is because the second time I came through the portal, you can see it made a second portal down there. But I'm sure you're wondering what this is, and I'll get to the redstone of it in a minute. Let's first discuss what's gonna happen. When you trick the warden, who has to have a name tag by the way, to come through into the nether, what he's gonna do is he's gonna pop out right here. The reason we want to bring him to the nether is because for every block you travel in the nether, it travels 8 blocks in the overworld. So this is 100 blocks long or so. So when you come out of this portal and go into that portal, you actually travel 800 blocks in the overworld. Way less building and way less time involved to transport him safely. We'll talk about what I have on the other end of the nether portal, but for now, let's understand the basics of a warden. Also, isn't this little spawn egg with the face on it adorable? I'm gonna have the Colonel pack and everything I use linked in the description below. So the warden can't see, but he can hear, and he likes to investigate the sounds he can hear. Now, if that's a player, he can get angry and attack you and whatnot. So you want to be far away during this process, preferably having a nether portal somewhere several chunks away that you travel to and to come through over here, and then you just let this process happen without player interference. But what's going to happen is he's going to spawn in this portal, and the first thing he's going to hear is the trapdoor creaks. You can see in the subtitles below. He's 3 blocks tall, so he'll be able to navigate over this way. And when he comes towards this trapdoor, he's actually going to trigger this pressure plate, which does two things. It stops the trapdoor from being triggered, and it pushes in a block behind him. So that way, when he trips this pressure plate, he no longer hears this sound, and he can't go back. But he's gonna hear another sound. Within range, there is another trapdoor making noise, the exact same contraption as before. You can see here when I go into F5, he's gonna be moseying along, and then boop, the sound's gone, and he's trapped, intrigued to follow a new sound. And this is a repeating pattern all the way for the entire duration of your tunnel. What's actually happening here, you see, is pressure plate is going over to the back of a piston. This is not a sticky piston, so it just pushes the block out and leaves it there. Then on this side, what happens is there is observer clock triggering the trapdoor, which again, a non-sticky piston pushes that up, which stops the clock, and you stop the trapdoor. And as long as the blinking trap doors are close enough together, he will never like have a moment of downtime, and he'll immediately hear the next trap door and keep moving forward. I just measured these by leaving a 3-block gap, and the contraption is 6 blocks across. So there's 8 blocks between trap doors. I don't know if it can be longer than that, but this was a good middle ground to like building less of these and ensuring he's gonna keep moving. The next thing to notice is that everything is spawn proofed. Nothing can spawn on bedrock, obviously, and then I've just used trap doors to coat the entire top because nothing can spawn on there either. If you want to take a look at how I built this and explore it yourself, I will have a world download in the description. At the very end, it continues on as normal. You might need to play around with spacing to make sure you keep the trapdoors close enough to each other during and around this portal. But what's going to happen is the exact same process as I explained before, all the way to the very end. And he's the very last one here, as you can see, is going to be blocking him in. He's going to want to come to this one that's clicking behind the portal. And when he tries to do that, he's actually going to go through the portal. But in my opinion, it's important to still build the tunnel as if something could go wrong and he glitches through. He's got a little room to stand. So let me show you what I have on the other side in the overworld. If you've seen my hardcore world, you'll know that I have mine trapped behind chains. And just like this, he can stand in there, but he can't get out. So it shows a lot of the Warden on display without obscuring too much. But be warned, he can still attack. So make sure you put him somewhere that he's not going to be able to get aggro at you and then shoot you. Now he's actually going to be standing right on top of this glass in this world, and we're going to be dropping him down into this spot. So pick a spot that has room above it for you to build a drop chute. Speaking of drop chutes, do not make it out of glass. Build it out of something you can instant mine, like moss with a hoe or something like that. That's what I would probably use. And then you can easily get rid of the drop chute and put a ceiling above it. I've got glass for display purposes here, but let's get to the top and you'll see there's another noise-making contraption and a little bit of redstone. Starting with the portal, make sure there's blocks along the back and all the sides to make sure he can't fall. There's going to be a noisemaker here, pulling him this way, and we have a drop chute with the classic double trap doors that he will think he can walk over top of because he sees them as closed, but really they're open. So he'll walk there trying to get to this sound and fall. Now the problem with this is it's 2 blocks wide and we want him in a single spot. So we have a really simple mechanism he falls on the pressure plate, which extends the piston and pushes him down into the single. The redstone for this is really simple. Pressure plate, repeater into a block, and then the piston pushing over top. Now that I've showed you all the prep work you need to do, let's actually go in and try luring one through. All right, once you're ready to do this, it's good to make sure that you're prepared. I'm here in full netherite armor, and I got a totem, and I have enchanted golden apples to eat in case something goes wrong. We also need to have a name tag. I'm gonna call this guy Wardy. Once you name tag a warden, they will never dig back into the ground, and so they won't despawn. I've also got prepared some potions of night vision and potion of swiftness just to make things a little safer. And I've got snowballs here to attract him around without letting him get aggro at me. So we're sneaking away from our portal over to our closest shrieker right here. It's gonna take 3 attempts to set it off, so let's get this started. All right, and this is gonna spawn him, so we need to name tag him and get back. He spawned in the lava. Oh, that's wonderful. He's climbing up. I've never had this happen. All right, he's name tagged. Throwing some snowballs to try getting him going that way. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him out of the lava. All right, I gotta get up here and patch this so he can escape. In your guys' attempts, make sure that you do that because he just keeps getting trapped in the lava. Back at it again. All right, there he comes. We want to stay back. We don't want to let him get angry at us. There he goes. He's through. Easy as that. Just clear your lava. Now, we don't want to go through this portal. We want to go find a different portal somewhere else in your world and then go meet him on the roof, not try and go through here with him. So I wish I had started recording sooner. I got to the Nether and you can just see that he is trucking along. Let me show you. Without me getting anywhere near him. Oh, where is he? There he is. Without me getting anywhere near him, because he's not aggro at me, I'm not gonna interfere with his pathfinding, especially because I'm in creative. But just make sure you don't get within, what I think is 26 blocks of him. Stay extra clear. He's just moving. Look at him. Look at this, dude. He's just booking it, and he goes through. Also, Spyglass is an amazing addition to the game. Can't even lie. There, I'm pretty sure you guys can all see how the redstone's working. It's really simple. And without player interference, there's really nothing, you don't even need the push in the block behind him, but we do it for good measure. Whoa, see? Oh, I don't know what he got caught on there, but he decided to turn around for a second. Almost at the end. Now, because when he goes through, he's gonna automatically load the overworld. When we go to the overworld, he's already gonna be down at the bottom of the drop chute, if the redstone works. But don't go through that portal in survival. I'm in creative, so I will go through it because it's not going to affect him regardless. And let's head down. Look at that. He's already down there. Because when a mob or an entity goes through another portal, it loads the other side for 15 seconds, which was long enough for him to get all the way down here and into place. Now, if this was your survival world, you would come in and destroy the portal. You would have made the drop tower out of different items that you could instant mine, and you come out of here and you build his building, or you drop him into a pre-finished building, or whatever you're gonna do. So I'll have this world in the description, like I said. It's going to be the world before I put him through, so you can practice in the world download. If you like this design, consider checking out the streams. They're now here on YouTube. This is where I do all of my gameplay and testing and coming up with these ideas. Huge shout out to my YouTube members and other monthly subscribers for helping me do what I do. And if you made it this far through the video, make sure you leave a comment below and let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.